Hey everybody, welcome back to another film study, and we're going to take a look at establishing the run and using motion to open up a rushing lane, obviously combined with some good blocking here. And this is just a nice traditional power play. This is from the Saints and Atlanta Falcons matchup last year. I believe this was week 11, and this is the first play of the game. It's a nice big 18-yard run here by Alvin Kamara, and it's all set up by the motion of Tommy Lee Lewis and the good blocking of the fullback and the offensive line combined. So let's talk about what you're going to see. Actually, let's watch it first, and I'll explain to you all the little details and how it works and why some of the things are so intricate. And it's important to add these little extra layers when teams start doing like you see above, stacking the box with 8 players. That's a lot of people. So how do you combat that? Well, let's talk about it. So you see the motion there. There's the pull and guard, and then bam, massive hole. We can run a Mack truck through or Alvin Kamara through. Probably Alvin Kamara is the preference. So you're going to see the motion come across this way. That my head is now in the way of my arrow. You're going to see the motion come this way. We're going to talk about the motion here in a second. Let's talk about something else first. So you've got the worst arrow ever drawn. So you've got right there is your in man on the line of scrimmage backside. We're not even worried about him. But what we are worried about is this overextended shift that we have here from the Atlanta Falcons. So we've got an 8-man box, and obviously we have an extra offensive lineman here as a tight end. That's Michael Ola. But we've got, look at this extended set here. So we've got to make sure we open this gap up because we've essentially got 2 guys for a gap. So what do we do for that? We do motion. Now, what's everybody else going to do? So obviously we've got our lead fullback who's going to come through. We've got a pulling guard, but we're also going to block down. So the first thing that you're going to see on the right side is a tray block. Tray block is simply, so if you had this, that'd be an ace. This would be a deuce. This is a tray block. Watch the technique of Ryan Ramczyk here, which is really, really nice. So engage. Now look at Ryan Ramczyk's head here. His first is find his man at the second level because he knows with Ola right next to him, you're going to be able to drive and push this out the way to the second level. You should be able to completely collapse where that B gap was and keep on pushing up. And that way you're going to open up space for that pulling guard and the pulling fullback in the opposite of arrows that I just put up. So let's rewind it on back. Now everybody else is going to be blocking down for the most part. As you see, Warford's going to block down. You're going to have that pull here by Pete, and then you're going to extend here. Now let's talk about that motion. So what's the motion going to do? What you need to do is force this group, really only one of them, but force this group to play to the outside, to contain that boundary, provide a legitimate threat, and the jet sweep provides that. Whether it actually happens or not doesn't matter. But if you run it with Tommy Lee Lewis or Ted Ginn Jr., or in this year's case, it would be Deontay Harris, we're on the same number 11, then using that motion is going to stretch the defense, force them to respect that that outside gap could be attacked. And you see it happen right here. So you see the motion come, and what's the initial attack? Downhill, heading outside. So you drew that middle backer that you wanted to draw, and these guys are already outside. So now watch as it slowly progresses. I'm going to hit the slow button. Slow, slow. All right, so now we're attacking down. He does need to attack this gap, but how much did he collapse down? Did they collapse too far? Hit the slow button again. All right, you can see we came down a bit much, didn't we? We got 3 guys all right here. And you would think that from a number standpoint, 3 versus 2 blockers is bad. But because of that jet motion, helping bring some of that containment down, even though it didn't necessarily bring them outside, it forced them to come down and out. You now have a rushing lane that is just immense. I mean, it's huge. And then Alvin Kamara is going to continue that and be the amazing player that he is. But you don't even have to be in an Alvin Kamara to hit that hole. And let's rewind back. We'll look at what the guys on the backside are doing here. Speed it up, and then we'll slow it back down. So there's the pull. You see everybody blocking down. There's Bushrod there because Teron Armstead was hurt this game. Warford does a good job of turning his man. Look at the hand placement there by Warford inside, cranking that man to his left, making him parallel to the line of scrimmage. That's what you want to do when you're doing this type of block for Warford. You just want to crash down and turn him parallel, put his back to his sideline, and that way he can't make a play. He's not getting past you if you're able to do that. So good job by Warford. And then look at that trade block I talked about. Ola and Ramczyk combining to draw this upfield and seal the rushing lane. And that's the most important part. You want to win at the first level first. That's what you're taught to do as an offensive lineman. So you want to win the first level. That's what they do right here. You kind of, from most duo blocks, combo blocks, you would like them to initiate at the same time. Not there be necessarily this gap here, but it's effective nonetheless. Good job by Ramczyk and by Ola. So here comes the power, and then bam. 2-for-1 sandwiches. 2-for-1 sandwiches. You can get them right now if you're the New Orleans Saints. Well, I guess if you're the Atlanta Falcons in this case. And this is the same type of thing that you can expect them to use this week, because this film study coming out right before the New Orleans Saints takes on the Atlanta Falcons for the first time this year in Week 10. And this is the type of play that you want to look for with Alvin Kamara coming back as well. If you want to run power, you would like him to run power where you're getting him in space. And this is the type of play that's going to do that. And they have not played terribly disciplined defense. Atlanta has not. Their pass defense has been a struggle, but their defense as a whole has not been impressive in any way. So this is something that you can look at them do. I know it's only one play. It's not a ton. But using motion and power to open up a big rushing lane, there's your football fundamental of the day. Try it out. Play it on Madden. Remember when Madden used to let you make your own plays and stuff? Even though this play is actually already in Madden, I'm pretty sure. I know the non-jet sweep version is in there. I don't know. Maybe one of you Madden heads can tell me if this play's in there or not. I honestly don't remember. But anyway, as always, if you support the show, appreciate the show, I ask that you would give it a follow, give it a like, let us know what you think. Also, drop your comments below. We'll know exactly what you think. When I say what you think, I'm not saying just like the video. Tell me. Talk about it. Tell me about things that you'd like to see on the next video here on this channel. Now I'm just being repetitive for no reason, but at least I'm entertaining. Yeah. Who dat? God bless. We'll catch you on the next one. That'll be awesome.